In this story, a college student was actually pulled over by police for running a red light, and what happened next was truly unbelievable.
June 21st, 2015. Charnesia Corley, a 21-year-old college student, was pulled over in Houston, Texas for allegedly running a stop sign. A deputy asked her to step out of the vehicle after smelling what he believed to be marijuana. She was handcuffed and placed in the patrol car while officers searched her vehicle, finding nothing. Then came the unthinkable, an 11-minute cavity search. Dashcam footage was released to the media showing Charnesia being forced to the ground while deputies removed her pants in a gas station parking lot. And today, she is seeking justice for the night.
Oh my gosh, so this story makes me furious. Not only is this traumatizing, but it's also humiliating. I mean, this lady was naked in public for 11 minutes. So, Ariva, how does running a red light lead to being naked and having an 11-minute cavity search?
You don't need to be a lawyer to know that a routine traffic stop should never end in a woman or a man having their bodies, their anus or their vagina searched in broad daylight or in plain sight by an officer without a warrant. The Fourth Amendment protects us against warrantless searches. And even if a police officer has reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed, there are procedures that have to be followed. Now, unfortunately, this happened in a state where this type of body cavity search was legal up until 2 months before this happened. And the case that led to the law being changed in Texas was even more horrific. 2 women were stopped because they threw something out of their car, and a police officer pulled them over, stopped them, body searched both of these women using the same glove.
Stop it.
The same glove. So you, as doctors, know how unsanitary that was, how humiliating. But those women had the courage. They filed a federal civil lawsuit, and the Texas legislature did something about that. And now, thankfully, in the state of Texas, they cannot do that kind of body search without a warrant. Oh, so wonderful. Even though this is a horrific case, the law has been changed.
And you mentioned the term probable cause. I understand why that term is there, but it seems like that term allows police officers to do a lot of things that they should not be doing. That's their get out of trouble.
Well, and it shouldn't be. And in this case, what's so horrific is they searched this young college student, no criminal history. They had already searched her car.
Yes.
They had already searched her clothing, and they found nothing. And then they alleged that they found a ½ ounce of marijuana, and they charged her with possession and resisting arrest. So somehow she's on the ground, handcuffed, with her hands behind her, her pants down, and she's charged with the resisting arrest. Now, they dropped the charges, as we can imagine why. And I think what makes me more angry about this case, those officers, 2 of them were charged. They were indicted by a grand jury. And on the day the trial was to begin, those charges were dropped. So this woman, this young woman, again, a profile in courage, because she's going forward with a civil lawsuit. They've asked for a special prosecutor to look at the facts of these cases and hopefully recharge those officers.
Well, Ariva, I can see that you're really fired up about this. It's unbelievable that this is happening. And so what do we tell people? What should they be looking for, especially with different states having different provisions and regulations? What should they do to protect themselves?
If you were stopped by a police officer on a road, routine traffic stop, comply. But you do have rights. And if the officer asks you, can they search your car, you have the right to say no. Now, it doesn't mean they won't do it, but if the case then later gets to trial, the fact that you said no, that you didn't consent to the search, can be used. And if they later determine there was no probable cause, then anything found in that search may not be admissible. So know your rights. Know that you have the right to say to the officer, no.
But if you say yes, then anything
they find is anything that you've given them an invitation to come into your car and to search it. Now, hopefully you don't have anything in your car that's illegal. But sometimes people get nervous.
The vast majority of officers out there are doing an amazing job, and they will take a bullet for you. That is
right.